Anytime a baby cries of this series, something absolutely awful is happening. Oh god, it's getting more and more horrible sounding. Alright, I'm sorry, but I just need to fill you with grenades. I just need to fill you with grenades. So, this boss has a bunch of different parts to it. Like, I think each of its arms is a target, its head. It's got that purple laser thing from the head. Each of the arms can do a punch attack. And, like, down by its crotch area, it can do, like, release this steam if you go to the low part of the level. So what we're going to do here is pop antibody for damage reduction. Bait out the next attack here. Looks like it's going to punch way up there, so we'll get energy shot ready. Oh, poison gas. Oh god, poison gas. No, it's bad. He didn't do what I was expecting him to do. We need to metabolize that right now. So, we need to start by taking out the arms over here. So basically we're gonna like get away from the gas. We should be okay now. Take a swipe at me. Just entirely. I think I want to stay up on the top level for now. He got me with a pink laser, but that's why we've got 2 ringer solutions, right? So that's one arm we've taken care of. Now I want to take care of... Oh, looks like one shoulder we've taken care of, rather. I don't want to be down here, I don't think. Yeah, I don't want to be fighting the head just yet. Okay, so we got the arm. Let's take out the shoulder now. I didn't know he could do 2 attacks at once like that. Wrong way! Aya, you're gonna get slapped. You got knocked down. Oh, that was a bad time to reload. That was a really bad time to reload. Wow, he knocked me through 2 screen transitions. It's a hell of a thing. There's the steam attack. I think the steam attack can only get you on the bottom level. Let's metabolize that. You know what we need to do then? Good old healing needs to happen next. Basically, the part you need to hit is inside his chest. But you've got to destroy a couple of his body parts. Like that. Okay, so we got the, one arm, and now the chest will open up. So we destroy his arm and his shoulder, so the chest opens up. And the chest has like a starburst attack that it does. And I don't know a really good way to dodge that starburst attack unless you're already in a position where it's not going to find you. I thought I didn't know you could get onto his tail like that. Oh, he got me with the starburst. Nice. You know, I want to take out the head next. So if we stay on this side, he can't swipe at us with his arm, but we really don't want to get nailed by that starburst. And I don't know a good way to dodge it, except just to like stay ahead of it and keep moving. We need to, energy shot again. Nice miss, chump. Fine, I'll just tank the damage then. So there goes the head. Yikes! It's gonna get me. It got me. Can I get... Oh, I thought I could pump a couple shots into there right there. But I couldn't. Ooh, I thought that steam attack was gonna get me. Aya, get out of there! Not good enough. Let's, heal back up. that gonna miss? Yeah, that'll miss. Ooh, oh, a darkness got me. I took off my darkness prevention item so I could attach another ringer solution. Nice! That was 2 parts of its body with 1 hit. I'm just gonna tank it. Maybe I'll just tank it again too. Oh, I forgot energy shot. Let's heal. And then energy shot back. I should get another grenade loaded. Just about the time. Yup. I think standing here taking it is the best thing I can do now. Can I get a heal out before? Nice. So yeah, the rifle rounds are actually doing some work for us in this fight, because we can only load 1 grenade at a time. But even if you're standing right here, the gunblade won't reach. I really tried. I really tried to stand like right on the edge and get the tip of the gunblade out there. The gunblade just can't hit. The blade part of it, the shotgun part of it, obviously can hit anything you want. So that takes care of the final boss. Nope, apparently not. Oh god. Worm from hell, go away. Oh, it faded away. It went translucent for a moment. Nice. Ooh, you know what? We're gonna take... Oh, we didn't use any of those. We don't need any of those. Let's just use this then. Beautiful. Because, of course, I lied to you. The final boss was not the final boss after all. Like, I'm sorry, but that's just how it goes. Oh, an orange glowy thing. That looks promising. Yeah, we gotta go back to the orange glowy thing over here. Actually, the first thing we need to do... Put the gunblade back on. Haha. Yeah, buddy. So yeah, I'm glad I had the rifle bullets in that fight, because we did reload that rifle a couple times. So, one final swipe of the super useful Bowman's card. Of course the card key worked. And look, a bridge. How wonderful. So now we can go save Eve and get out of here. After the real final boss, obviously. Well, at least the orbital death ray knocked her terrible mind control helmet off. That's bad. I thought I saw you fade away into nothingness. I did. I watched that thing melt. And that's actually the first time you ever hear Aya's name actually pronounced by another character. Uh-oh. I think I know who this is, guys. I think I know what's happening here. It's the old Eve, the one that we thought we killed in New York. She's, of course, not totally dead. And we have to finish her up here. Which we will. And she can be reached with the gunblade, so... It's kind of hard to tell how close you're standing to her at any given moment, but But yeah, we can just hit her for a couple thousand points of damage. Come here, you. You done now? No? We need to metabolize again? Sure enough. You want some more? I better heal, actually. She does that dashing attack. She can blow you back through a couple of scene transitions, too. Good job, Aya. Would not be a Parasite Eve 2 boss if I didn't swing and miss with the gunblade at least once. Aw, she just wanted some affection, that's it. She just wanted a hug. God, those PlayStation 1 textures, though, they really do the trick, don't they? Take the last boss apart, one polygon at a time. $10,000 bips for that. Beautiful. Well done. And all the bips that you accumulate, you can carry over in replays. Every time you replay the game, you can keep some percentage of the bips that you got from your previous playthrough. So the more and more you play the game, the more and more powerful you get on replays, until you start unlocking the really difficult modes, like the scavenger mode and the nightmare mode and whatnot. But I will leave those modes to better players. I will leave those modes to players who actually know what they're doing with the tank controls, etc. This is where Kyle tells us that he betrayed us again, and now he's going to throw us into the mitochondrial sludge. I'm still hearing heartbeats, which means something bad is going to happen next. It doesn't say much for the U.S. military's orbital death rays that they landed a direct hit and didn't kill any of the 3 people inside their orbital death ray target. Now I'm starting to question whether or not our defense spending is going to the proper resources, because if we can't build an orbital death ray that's worth a crap, then what are my taxes going to? Like, what are they doing with them? That's right, people. Write your congressman and demand working orbital death rays, for God's sakes. And more importantly, what happened to Flint? Did Flint go up in smoke because of the orbital death ray? Probably not. It couldn't kill the 3-story tall gargantuan mitochondrial monster. How could it have had any effect on a dog? Alright, Prez. How do we do? What's the debriefing? I like how there's more detail in the Abraham Lincoln portrait hanging on the wall than there is on the actual president's face here. Cultist nuclear attack. That's even more, that's like even more terrifying though, because then that implies that crazy just cultists can get a hold on a nuke. That implies like, I don't even, like, imagine if, like, Jonestown, instead of just poison Kool-Aid, they had a nuclear weapon. That's the story that they're running. And what if it was actually like a Jonestown with a nuke situation? What if it was a crazy death cult that got a nuke and blew it apart? They would have released disinformation about, oh, we're just going to say it was mitochondrial monsters. That's what we're going to say. And let's just mention Russia and China at the end for absolutely no reason. Don't worry, Prez. Jones down the hall installed Photoshop. This whole thing's gonna blow over. Well, Madigan quit his job. That's too bad. Bad news for the Prez. It's like, recalibrate the orbital death ray right away. I'm just not sure what the president's talking about here. None of this was their fault. They didn't do anything. You're not complicit in this whole crazy mitochondria cult at all. So, now we get some really cool artwork of all the major characters in the game. Mist kind of came tumbling down. And they never named the private organization. Like, we don't ever find out who the actual villains were. Nothing is ever explained and we're all slapped with a gag order. Quality writing. I don't know. Personally, I think they left the end of this game kind of dangling a little bit, where they say that they don't really go into detail explaining who the whole mitochondria cult were, like what their actual goals were before the golems took over and they all started mutating. I'm assuming they left it that way so they could plug into Parasite Eve 3 if they ever decided to make one. There's the only shot of Dr. Maida that we get in the whole game. Remember Maida? Good old Maida. He was our buddy all through Parasite Eve 1. He loaded down our inventory with all kinds of useless gadgets. And so Pierce is going to head off to begin his lifelong bromance with Maida. God bless him. And they're going to probably play God and start their own mitochondria cult and make their own monsters. I don't see that ending badly, though. We should be fine. We'll be fine. That's his life's work, after all. Oh, and Eve is adorable, except her, like, she has too many E's there. It looks like she looped together too many E's to spell out her name. But the FBI got her classified as Aya's younger sister, so Aya has adopted her, and it is a wonderful ending for the little monster girl. And of course, Douglas and Flint survived the blast. Flint's signature is my favorite part of that whole ending, I think. Except Kyle. Nobody's seen Kyle. Madigan is gone. Just blipped off the radar. So, I decided to take Eve to the Natural History Museum in New York City on vacation, which is, if I were I would never want to go into that Natural History Museum ever again in my entire life. But it looks like they traded out all of their dinosaur exhibits for what looks to be like a DNA exhibit. Thank goodness. Or maybe that's why Aya wanted to bring her here. She's like, oh yeah, remember all those like golem freaks that were down there in your basement that you grew up in? No, let me take you to the museum and show you what real monsters looked like. That horrible 14-story tall Tyrannosaurus, it came after me, and rockets were of no use in bringing it down. Yeah, that Stegosaurus, it charged me, knocked me through a window, and I survived the 3-story drop. I'm that awesome. Kyle's back! He decided to join us in the museum. He's been stalking the both of us. How wonderful. Now, eagle-eyed viewers will note that this ending of Parasite Eve 2 puts Aya and Eve and Kyle in New York City just before 9/11. Like, they were there on their vacation on that day, and for years and years, like, they never made a sequel to this game. They never made a Parasite Eve 3, so for years my headcanon was just, oh, they just all died in the terrorist attacks, and it was horrible. So, but no, I'm glad they never made a Parasite Eve 3. I'm glad, because can you imagine how stupid Parasite Eve 3 would be? Like, the game would have to start with, like, Aya and Kyle getting married or something, and then, like, a SWAT team busting into their wedding and shooting them both to death because they're hunting Kyle, because apparently he was a government mole who went rogue or whatever. And then, obviously, Aya would die, but before she did, her soul would jump into Eve, and then Eve would grow up with Aya's soul inside of her and allow her to time travel, and, like, just ridiculous, stupid crap would happen if they had continued this story. So thank God they never made a Parasite Eve 3. Because I'll be honest, I actually really like the story of Parasite Eve 2. I like the characters. I really like how the story comes together. Because if you remember Parasite Eve 1, it was a mystery story. It was like a mystery horror story where, but there was a lot of exposition. Every scene, you like had this long conversation with somebody, and that would explain part of the story. And then the next day, there would be another long conversation with somebody, and that'd be part of the story. This game has the same kind of mystery, but first of all, it doesn't come totally unraveled. We don't find out who was in control of the mitochondrial cult or what their actual goals were. Like, we know they were looking to mutate humans into ANMCs in order to, because they thought that it was like their ideals were to coax humanity's evolution along that particular path, so it would have less and less of an impact on nature and the world around them. But we don't find out their backstory. We don't find out who they were. The final boss was not like the main bad guy from that cult. The cult, all of their stuff broke, and their own creations destroyed them and mutated them, and then got free and got released out into the environment. And I like how all of that unravels as you go, because it's a very slow burn in Parasite Eve 2, where you start out in the Acropolis Tower. Yo, monsters are attacking. Get out there and do something about it. You new branch of the FBI that only exists to hunt monsters now. So it starts out kind of rote and routine for Aya until she gets out there and finds that the monsters are taking human form. Oh my god, that's weird. And then they get the tip in Dryfield, and you spend a lot of time in Dryfield, and you don't really get to the crux of the plot until you go through the mines and go down and find the shelter. And then at that point, like, the whole game switches up. Like, the whole game takes a left turn, and the plot develops from there. I really like Squirts. What the hell is that even? I don't... Well, it must be their beta testers were called Squirts? Fine. But no, I really do like a lot about this game. I know I've complained a lot about the controls and its, like, difficulty level and some really weird design decisions that went into the game, but you guys have to understand that at this point in gaming history, like, this was how you made an action game with lots and lots of camera cuts like that. It's just, we don't revisit this control scheme because we've outgrown it, basically. But if you can hack it, if you can wrap your head around how to play the game, there is a lot to love about it. It's the kind of game that you really do want to play over and over and over and rack up your big score every time. And it's something that, if it's really in your wheelhouse, it's a game you can enjoy very, very passionately. Yeah, we'll save our clear data. We'll save our clear data here. Unfortunately, the game is not in my wheelhouse. It is kind of not exactly the sort of thing I enjoy, but I'm glad I got to share it with you guys. Thanks so much for watching. And they never made Parasite Eve 3. It didn't happen. They never, don't leave a comment. It's just, it didn't happen! Shoutouts to Johnny LaRusick, who sponsored this video, and to everyone who makes this channel possible by supporting me on Patreon.